And whenever you're ready.
Ladies and gentlemen, are you ready for Super Bowl 60? Are you ready for the excitement, the adrenaline? Branson Cognac. What the What happened with the lights, man?
Sorry, excuse me. Do we need an electrician or do we just call Con Ed and they come out and return everything on? Sorry, excuse me. Do we need an electrician or do we just call Con Ed and they come out and return everything on?
Whenever you're ready.
Ladies.
Today's topic has been trending heavily across social media, blogs, and hip-hop commentary spaces as Jim Jones and 50 Cent once again find themselves at the center of an online back and forth that blends humor, rivalry, and strategic publicity. What started as commentary connected to podcast discussions and documentary criticism has now escalated into viral moments, memes, and speculation, including claims about Jim Jones' studio space allegedly losing electricity. Let's walk through what actually happened, how Jim Jones responded, and why this situation has gained so much attention. Over the past several weeks, tension has been building between 50 Cent and individuals associated with the Let's Rap About It podcast space. That tension traces back to conversations surrounding hip-hop documentaries, commentary about industry figures, and perceived disrespect. As part of this ongoing exchange, 50 Cent publicly mocked the condition of a property associated with Jim Jones, suggesting issues related to rent, utilities, and building readiness. These claims gained traction after online clips circulated showing a dimly lit interior space, which quickly fueled speculation. Shortly after, a reenactment clip surfaced, amplifying the joke and pushing the narrative further into viral territory. Rather than ignoring the situation, Jim Jones chose to respond directly, but not in a defensive manner. Jim shared footage of himself inside the same space, seated calmly in low lighting with candles present, using humor and composure to address the situation. He framed the moment as part of ongoing renovations and emphasized that production would continue regardless of online commentary. His message was clear: the project is still moving forward, and the attention, whether critical or comedic, does not stop progress. This response aligned with Jim Jones's long-standing approach to public criticism, where he often frames controversy as promotion rather than obstruction. Based on available footage and statements, the space in question is reportedly undergoing active renovation with plans that include podcast recording sets, a creative production area, music recording capabilities, visual media staging. Large commercial or warehouse-style buildings often undergo phased development, meaning utilities, climate control, and lighting may not be fully operational across all areas at once. This context is often lost in short viral clips but is important when evaluating the situation realistically. One recurring theme surrounding this situation is the idea that internal details are being shared externally. Claims about heating, lighting, or operational status would typically only be known by individuals with access to the space. This has led many observers to speculate that information is being passed along intentionally or casually, contributing to the ongoing narrative. In the entertainment industry, overlapping circles and informal communication often result in private details becoming public talking points. Despite the criticism, it's important to note that all parties involved are currently benefiting from increased visibility. Podcast episodes connected to the situation are seeing heightened engagement. Social media traffic has surged. The conversation continues to trend across multiple platforms. From a strategic standpoint, controversy, when managed carefully, can drive attention, audience growth, and relevance. However, there is always a balance. What begins as entertainment can escalate if personal narratives overtake professional discourse.
And whenever you're ready.
Ladies and gentlemen, are you ready for Super Bowl 60? Are you ready for the excitement, the adrenaline? Branson Cognac. What happened with the lights, man?
Sorry, excuse me. Do we need an electrician or do we just call Con Ed and they come out and return everything
The media response to the Jim Jones and 50 Cent situation highlights a broader shift in how hip-hop narratives are consumed and interpreted in the digital era. Traditional press outlets, reaction channels, and social platforms have all contributed to shaping public perception, often focusing on surface-level moments rather than long-term context. Many blogs and social media pages leaned heavily into the humor of the situation, framing it as a financial or operational failure. Memes and short clips dominated timelines, reinforcing a simplified narrative that equated temporary building conditions with larger personal or professional shortcomings. However, more analytical voices within hip-hop media have pointed out that public documentation of projects is now the norm. Artists and entrepreneurs frequently share progress updates, renovations, and behind-the-scenes moments. This transparency invites both support and criticism. From an industry standpoint, 50 Cent's role in this situation is consistent with his established public persona. He has built a reputation for using humor, timing, and online engagement as tools to maintain relevance and influence conversations. His approach often blurs the line between entertainment and critique, making it difficult to separate strategic commentary from genuine rivalry. Work. In previous eras, projects were revealed only once completed. Today, audiences witness every phase, which can distort expectations and amplify judgment. Additionally, this situation underscores how hip-hop discourse has become decentralized. Independent platforms and commentary channels now influence narratives as much as, if not more than, mainstream outlets. This shift gives creators greater voice but also increases the speed at which misinformation or partial context can spread. Ultimately, the outcome of this situation will depend less on online jokes and more on execution. If the project reaches completion and functions as intended, current criticism will likely be reframed as a temporary chapter rather than a defining moment. The media cycle moves quickly, but credibility is built over time. Both Jim Jones and 50 Cent understand this reality, and their continued engagement suggests that neither views the situation as damaging in the long term. As this situation continues to circulate online, it's important to separate momentary narratives from long-term reality. What we are witnessing between Jim Jones and 50 Cent is not just a personal exchange, but a reflection of how modern hip-hop operates in the digital era. Viral moments now carry as much weight as music releases, and perception often travels faster than verified context. From an industry standpoint, claims about building conditions or temporary operational issues are not uncommon during large-scale creative projects. Many studio spaces, podcast hubs, and production facilities go through phases where utilities, layout, and equipment are still being finalized. Short clips taken out of context can easily shape a narrative that does not fully reflect the overall progress. At the same time, 50 Cent's involvement follows a familiar pattern. His online presence has consistently relied on humor, timing, and strategic commentary to dominate conversation. Whether people agree with his approach or not, it has proven effective in keeping him culturally relevant without requiring constant releases. Jim Jones's response, however, suggests a different strategy. Instead of retreating, he has chosen to remain visible, continue promoting his platform, and treat criticism as part of the rollout. That approach indicates confidence in the final outcome rather than concern over temporary perception. Ultimately, the real measure of this situation will not be determined by memes or trending posts, but by results. If the project reaches completion and operates as intended, the current controversy will likely be remembered as a brief chapter rather than a defining moment. As audiences, it's worth remembering that social media rewards speed, not accuracy. Taking a step back to observe execution over time often provides a clearer picture than reacting to viral clips in the moment. Perspective behind the news shaping hip-hop and media today. Your support helps this channel grow and allows us to keep delivering balanced, well-researched content without unnecessary noise or speculation. Thank you for taking the time to watch, engage, and be part of the conversation. Stay informed, stay critical, and we'll see you in the next video right here on TAS Spectrum West TV.